welcome to IAS Academy. Prior to the 2023 preliminary exam, we will cover 15 questions daily in a video. I have already uploaded 40 test series last year. So, let's start our session. Our first question is,
which one of the following was a very important seaport in Kakatiya kingdom? Options are Kakinada, Motupalli, Masulipatnam, Nelluru. The answer to this question is option B, Motupalli. Motupalli had served as an international port during early and medieval periods. Italian traveller Marco Polo, who had visited the port in 1087 AD, had given a vivid account on flourishing trade activities at the port during the reign of Kakatiya Queen Rudramadevi. It is interesting to note that coins and pottery from 9th century Chinese Ming dynasty were also found here during the excavations conducted in 1972. The Kakatiya dynasty was a South Indian dynasty that ruled most of eastern Deccan region comprising present-day Telangana and Andhra Pradesh and parts of eastern Karnataka and southern Odisha between 12th and 14th centuries. Their capital was Orugallu, now known as Warangal. So, her answer to this question is option B. Question number 2. Regarding the economic history of medieval India, the term Araghatta refers to. Options are bonded labor, land grants made to military officers, water wheel used in the irrigation of land, wasteland converted to cultivated land. The answer to this question is option C, water wheel used in irrigation of land. In Sanskrit, the word Araghatta has been used in ancient texts to describe the Persian wheel. The Araghatta comes from combination of the words Ara meaning spoke and Gata meaning port. There is evidence to argue that this system of lifting water from open wells was probably invented in India of the past, as it finds mention in the Panchatantra and Jajadarangini as the Kakavataka or Gadiyendra. So, her answer to this question is option C. Question number 3. Kalamkari painting refers to. Options are a hand-painted cotton textile in South India. That is correct. So, her answer to this question is option A. Kalamkari is a type of hand-painted or block-printed cotton textile produced in South India. Only natural dyes are used in Kalamkari, which involves 23 steps. To create design contours, artists use a bamboo or date palm stick pointed at one end with a bundle of fine hair attached to this pointed end to serve as the brush or pen. Kalamkari has the GI protection under the Geographical Indication of Goods Act. GI protection prevents usage of alternative methods like screen printing to make the protected product. It's a violation of the GI protection to manufacture screen printed Kalamkari. So, her answer to this question is option A. Question number 4. Which of the following has or have been accorded geographical indication status? That is GI protection. Options are Banaras, brocades and saris, Rajasthani Dalbati Charma, Tirupati Laddu. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. The answer to this question is option C. 1 and 3 are correct. That is, Banaras, brocades and saris and Tirupati Laddu have GI status. At present, Rajasthani Dalpati Charma does not have the GI tag. Banaras, brocades and saris and Tirupati Laddu both have the GI tag. GI is an indication used to identify goods having special characteristics originating from a definite geographical territory. The Geographical Indication of Goods Act seeks to provide for the registration and better protection of GI relating to goods in India. The government has recently awarded the GI tag to Mithila Makhanna. So, her answer to this question is option C. Question number 5. The word Denisovan is sometimes mentioned in media in reference to. Options are fossils of a kind of dinosaurs, an early human species, a cave system found in northeast India, a geological period in the history of Indian subcontinent. The answer to this question is option B, an early human species. In 2008, for the first time, scientists have found fossil from an extinct ancient human lineage known as the Denisovans from southern Siberia. Denisovans were an extinct group of hominids that were close relatives of Neanderthals. So, her answer to this question is option B. Question number 6. Which one of the following statement is not correct? Statements are hepatitis B virus is transmitted much like HIV. That is correct. Hepatitis B, unlike hepatitis C, does not have a vaccine. Incorrect. Globally, the number of people infected with hepatitis B and C viruses are several times more than those infected with HIV. That is correct. Some of those infected with hepatitis B and C viruses do not show the symptoms for many years. That is also correct. So, her answer to this question is option B. Hepatitis B and hepatitis C are liver infections caused by a virus. These infections can be spread in the same ways as HIV. The hepatitis B vaccine is now recommended for all infants, children and adults ages 19 to 59 as well adults ages 60 plus. Hence, statement B is incorrect. So, our answer to this question is option B. Number 7. Which one of the following pairs of island is separated from each other by 10-degree channel? Options are Andaman and Nicobar, Nicobar and Sumatra, Amni Island and Kannur Island, Lakshadweep and Minicoy Island. Here answer to this question is option A, Andaman and Nicobar Island. The 10-degree channel is a channel that separates the Andaman Island and Nicobar Island from each other in the Bay of Bengal. The two sets of islands together form the Indian Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So the answer to this question is option A. Number 8. Which of the following have coral reefs? Options are Andaman and Nicobar Island, Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Mannar and Sundarbans. Select the correct answer using the quotes given below. Here answer to this question is option A, 1, 2 and 3 only, that is Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Gulf of Kutch and Gulf of Mannar have coral reefs. But Sundarbans is famous for its unique mangrove forest and it do not have a coral reef. Coral reefs are formed when the freely moving larvae of corals attach themselves to sedimentary rocks or hard surfaces near the coastlines. Coral reefs in India are found in a lot of areas including Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Mannar, Park Bay, Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands. The Gulf of Kutch in the northwest has some of the most northerly reefs in the world. Patches of coral reefs are also found in Ratnagiri, Malvan and Reddy, South Bombay and the Ganeshwani bank located in the west of Mangalore. So the answer to this question is option A. Question number 9. A British citizen staying in India cannot claim the right to. Options are freedom of trade and provision, equality before the law, protection of life and personal liberty, freedom of religion. Here answer to this question is option A, freedom of trade and provision. Fundamental rights under Article 15, 16, 19, 29 and 30 are exclusive to the citizens of India. Here, freedom of trade and provision comes under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause G. So, her answer to this question is option A. Number 10. The Parliament can make any law for whole or any part of India for implementing international treaties with the consent of all states, with the consent of majority of states, with the consent of states concerned, without the consent of any state. The answer to this question is option D, without the consent of any state. Article 253 states that Parliament has the power to make any law for the whole or any part of the territory of India for implementing any treaty, agreement or convention with any other country or countries or any decision made at any international conference, association or other body. So, Parliament can make any law for whole or any part of India for implementing international treaties without the consent of any state. So, the answer to this question is option D. Question number 11. Consider the following statements. Statements are, most of India's external debt is owed by governmental entities. That is incorrect. All of India's external debt is denominated in US dollars. That is incorrect. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? The answer to this question is option D. Neither one nor two of the statements are correct. India's external debt at 620.7 billion US dollars as of March 2022 grew by 8.2% over 573.7 billion US dollars as at the end of March 2021. While 53.2% of it was denominated in US dollar, Indian rupee denominated debt estimated at 31.2% was the second largest. Here, US dollar denominated debt is the largest component of India's external debt, followed by Indian rupee, SDR, yen and euro. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Commercial borrowings, NRI deposits, short-term trade credit and multilateral loans together account for 90% of the total external debt. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. So, commercial borrowings continue to be the largest component of India's external debt, followed by NRI deposit and short-term credit. So, the answer to this question is option D. Question number 12. Consider the following statements. Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board is the first regulatory body set up by the Government of India. That is incorrect. One of the tasks of PNGRB is to ensure competitive markets for gas. That is correct. Appeals against the decisions of PNGRB go before the appellate tribunals for electricity. That is correct. Which of the statement given above are correct? Here answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 and 3 are correct and statement 1 is incorrect. PNGRB was constituted under the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board Act 2006. The objective of PNGRB is to promote competitive markets and to protect the interest of consumers and entities engaged in specified activities relating to petroleum, petroleum products and natural gas. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India was established in 1997 and PNGRB established in 2006. Hence, statement 1 is incorrect. Appeals against the decisions of PNGRB go before the appellate tribunals for electricity. Hence, statement 3 is correct. So, her answer to this question is option B. Question number 13. Which of the following is not a sub-index of World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index? Options are maintenance of law and order, paying taxes, registering property, dealing with construction permits. The answer to this question is option A, maintenance of law and order. Starting in business, paying taxes, property registration, dealing with construction permits, electricity availability, credit availability, protecting minority investors, trading across borders, contract enforcement, and resolving insolvency are the 10 different parameters affecting ease of doing business index. The World Bank would discontinue the practice of issuing doing business report following an investigation reported data irregularities in its 2018 and 2020 editions and possible ethical matters involving bank staff. It will be working on a new approach to assessing the business and investment. As per the Doing Business 2020 report, India had jumped 14 places to the 63rd position on the Ease of Doing Business ranking. India has improved its rank by 79 positions in 5 years. So, her answer to this question is option A. Number 14. In the context of any country, which one of the following would be considered as part of its social capital? Options are proportion of literates in the population, the stock of its building, other infrastructure and machines, the size of population in the working age group, the level of mutual trust and harmony in the society. The answer to this question is option D, the level of mutual trust and harmony in the society. Social capital is the interpersonal relations, social networks, shared sense of identity and trust within a society that can bring great benefit to people. So, her answer to this question is option D. 15. In a given year in India, official poverty lines are higher in some states than in other states because options are poverty rates vary from state to state, price levels vary from state to state, gross state product varies from state to state, quality of public distribution varies from state to state. The answer to this question is option B. Price levels vary from state to state. These poverty lines would vary from state to state because of the interstate price differentials. So, her answer to this question is option B.
So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. We will continue with the next lesson tomorrow.